Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Jared, the pickup guy, is not here tonight, man.
Where is he?
He is on work detail.
Oh.
Yeah, doing the big work thing.
KP duty.
He's a working man.
Yes.
But hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you are listening to our show. Very exciting to be here by ourselves in this very gray room with no windows. It's, you know, we got to put up more. We haven't really made it our own yet. We're going to.
Let's put some fake windows up.
We could, like in High Fidelity.
Yeah.
You know, like with John Cusack with Lisa Bonet and stuff. Anyways, wow. Zip dang. Hey, everybody, we got a great guest tonight who's probably like, oh, what am I doing on the show here? Go ahead and introduce yourself, guest.
Hey, I am Kyle Wolfe of Moon Guitars LLC. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm pumped to be here.
You are welcome.
We're
We're glad that you are pumped. Where are you located?
I am in South Jersey. I'm about a half hour outside Philly.
Okay. I mean, like right now, where are you located? Are you in the bathroom?
My living room has my desk for right now. I'm in the process of moving this downstairs into my office.
Gotcha.
And what are you wearing?
Let's see. You know, the standard black T-shirt and jeans.
Yay! He's got
Perfect.
the uniform on.
I've got my sleep jeans on, you know?
All right. Get on with it. Yeah, shall we?
What's going on?
Tony, maybe we got some first-time listeners out there.
We do?
I'm hoping so. I hope we always have first-time listeners.
I bet we do.
If we do, what can they expect,
Todd,
from a show like this?
Todd, on a show like this,
Yes.
specifically this show, specifically the Guitar Knobs podcast, we love to talk about gear.
Mm-hmm.
More specifically, boutique gear. Even more specifically, we like to talk to the builders and the makers of this boutique gear.
Yeah.
And
other people that are influencing the
we got
guitar world, like
got
Dave Hunter from
influencers.
the last episode.
We've got authors. We've got all kinds of people. And it's, we've even had some demonstrators and different things like that. It's cool.
Demonstrators.
Doing music demonstrations.
They're picketing our show outside.
Yeah, they might be.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
There's enough. That's enough episodes.
So,
But anyhow, yeah. And then occasionally we do a 101 where we learn things. We just did one with Rickenbackers.
Yeah.
And backers. And 101.
You caught yourself.
I caught myself.
Good catch. Yes.
I have to say it 3 times and one magically appears.
Yeah. So, and we got plenty more coming up. We're booked out for the year, which is
Yay.
very exciting.
That's exciting.
I wish we could do more than one a week, but it's just not physically possible.
Yeah.
We have day jobs, and it takes a long time to get the stuff out to y'alls.
Yes,
So,
it does.
Without further ado, we are going to jump into a few announcements real quick.
Announce away.
All right. So as you know, we get a lot of fantastic, I'll just say mail messages, whatever you want to call
Mail
it.
messages, it's all the same. It's words.
We get
electronically.
fantastic words from people.
Do we get
and-
any physically, like typed on paper?
Yeah. Occasionally, I get one once in a while. I'll get them, little notes here and there. It's
Nice.
kind of nice. I actually put those up on my wall at home.
Oh.
I'm not joking because it makes me feel good. So this is from Trevor Newman. He sent a message to me. He said, subject, Rickenbacker.
Well said.
And it says, message body, : great show about Rickenbacker guitars. Lots of great information, especially about the Beatles album. I could tell Tony was in heaven talking about one of his favorite brands. I am also a Rickenbacker fan and dealer. Oh, like in dark alleys? Are you like? I have had lots through my hands in the past, including a Lemmy bass,
Nice.
loads of Blue Boys. Mm-hmm. I don't know what a Blue Boy is, but
It was a limited color. Actually, it was back in the 50s. They did it's kind of like a baby blue.
okay.
And then they did a rerun a couple of years back.
Okay. One of my first guitars was a baby blue JB Player Randy Rhoads V. Can you believe that? That's how I learned to play.
It's perfect.
This is so silly. A 4000 single pickup bass.
Yep.
all the 75th models, a Chris Squire, and some of the more recent limited colors like British Racing Green and Pillar or Box Red. He visited the factory once. John Hall is a real gentleman and rightly very protective of his brand, echoing things that we were talking about on the show. I mean, if you hadn't heard this episode about the Rickenbackers, you definitely should. It was a fantastic one.
I think that was, if I had to list them, that would be very near the top of the list of the ones we've done.
I don't know, that last one with Dave Hunter was
pretty good too.
That's pushing the ceiling.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It says Rickenbacker do their own thing and are not influenced by other guitar companies, which I think is very appealing. I think it was Pete Quaife.
Oh, Quaife from the Kinks.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I got that right. Or John Entwistle, who were first seen in the UK using Rick basses. Maybe not. Don't know. Entwistle played a Fireglow 4001 pictured on Ready, Steady, Go.
Yep.
Which I think he bought at Marshall's in Hanwell. He knows a lot about. Maybe we should have had him on. Jeez.
I was at Marshall's in Hanwell, UK. And I thought it was much closer to London than it was. It's a long drive out there, and it's the old music store.
Oh,
and it's where Jim Marshall actually started building amps and things like that.
Where Townsend came in and said, "Hey, can you?
Can I borrow one of those 8x12s?"
Anyways, before I let Tony go on any further with that, I don't know which of these guys was the first to use the bass, but it must have been around 64, 65. Although it must be said that they were seen using many other makes as well. Keep up the good work, Trev. I'm assuming I don't know where he's going from, but Trevor is a very British name.
I'm guessing he's from the UK.
Referencing, I'm guessing that too. So he says, P.S. Where is Rob? His detail about amp repairs are the best. And we would agree with that. Rob I've actually got a lot of questions about this, so I'll just address it real quick. We brought Rob on. We're like, hey, here's Rob. And then Rob was like, where's Rob? We've probably talked more about Rob not being here than he's actually been here. But he's intending on being back at the beginning of the year because life stuff happens and some big life stuff happens, and then also with the I guess the, what do you call them, the things that make you stop, the regulations. That's what I'm looking for. The regulations on like gigs and stuff. All the musicians were like, I gotta get my gear back up to speed. So he like amps up to his ceiling that he's trying to get out, and he's working like 12-hour days trying to get all these amps done. So
what if he worked 14 hours?
Well, he's a bit of a slacker that way. So
jeez, lazy.
Anyway, so that's up with Rob. He's alive, he is well, and he is repairing the living crap out of amplifiers right now. So he'll be back.
That's good to know.
Oh, golly. I think that's it for that. We'll just leave that there. That's enough for announcements. I think of an announcement.
My head is already spinning.
I know. So I'm sure
talking about Marshalls and Hamwell and all.
Yeah, I didn't even have any coffee. I feel good.
Wow, you're on a natural buzz.
I'm a natural buzz. Let's see here. Why don't we talk about what's going on in our music world? Wait, Kyle, what's your favorite comedy of all time?
Probably Step Brothers.
Ooh, that's
good one.
Good answer.
Good one.
That's my gut reaction, I think, to that question.
First thing out of your mouth. I love it.
Okay.
What a great movie.
That's
got to be that every day.
It's got to be the truth.
Do you have a favorite quote from it?
Not anything that I would probably want to say on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. I use the yep sequence a lot.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Did we just become sandwich friends? Yup. Or whatever. Insert your whatever blank.
That's a good example.
You just need an adjective in front of friends, and it works.
It's a good example to keep our G rating.
Yeah. All right. Let's find out what's going on in our music world this week. We're going to kick it off with Tanisha here, and then we're going to find out what's going on with Kyle.
Well, Todd, since we were speaking of the UK, I just, in today's UPS delivery, I ordered, about a week or so ago, some Ruach, which is Ruach pedal boards. And these are handmade, Tolex covered pedal boards made in Northern Ireland, UK.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the epicenter of pedal board making in the world. I don't know if you knew that.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
Yeah, I don't think that our fans of the in Northern Ireland know that either.
Oh, okay. Both of them. But anyhow, I just stumble on these things sometimes.
You stumble on a lot of stuff. I try to stumble on stuff. Trying to take your lead, and I don't.
This all started. I like Tolex covered boards. I mean, it's just kind of a cool thing rather than the standard aluminum rail and things that a lot of places have. And I just did some searches on the Bay of E and a couple of other places to find Tolex covered pedal boards, and lo and behold,
behold,
I found a couple of these boards, Rua boards, and one was priced at $59.99, and the other was $79.99. And they both had like the $59.99 one.
These are wedge style boards.
Yeah, just with a soft cover case. And the $59 one said $199 list. The $79 one said $229 list. And I said, well, that can't be right. But lo and behold, I checked at Guitar Center and Musician's Friend, and those are the prices that they would charge. So I got these from a guy out in California who is a pedal board supply maker.
Peddler.
He's a peddler.
Yeah.
And free shipping.
Wow.
I mean, so I said, you know what? I'm buying both of those.
I don't know how people do free shipping. I just don't understand that.
No, because to ship from the West Coast, even something this size, has got to be $20-$25.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with them. The larger board, I added a couple of locking 1/4-inch jacks, and these are special jacks that have a 1/4-inch on each side. And a lock on the outside, so that
plastic,
if you're sliding across the stage, you can't unplug it unless you press the little red button. And then I also added an AC port.
Or if you trip in your office over
all the stuff over amps
and you're laying around
piles of
in the
amps and
office.
guitars. So anyhow, very happy. I'm super pleased. They're brand new boards. They're for that kind of money. I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah.
So check them out.
All right. Do that. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
What's going on in your music world this week without going into your full-on interview?
Music world, I'm trying to get back into playing more lead guitar. I kind of, for the past couple years, have been being lazy, but not. I just kind of changed my approach to more of a singer-songwriter thing because I was playing acoustic gigs here and there. So I got lazy and I was just playing chords. So I'm trying to get more technical and push myself to be able to put out better demos and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Demos on guitars are good, especially if you made it and you know how the guitar should be played.
So are you doing this strictly by practice, or have you pulled up some YouTube tips and things like that?
Practice is like a curse word around here, man. I wish I had more time to practice. I've been trying to actually pick up a guitar when I listen to certain songs that I would just listen to throughout the day anyway. Just give myself a little, 10-minute break here and there and be like, all right, I'm gonna play along with this, or I'm gonna try and learn that part of that song, just kind of, randomly as I get breaks throughout the day.
Huh.
Very cool. Very
better,
cool.
Better than just either working all day or telling yourself at the end of the week, like, I should have made more time. Trying to find those little gaps where you can.
Get a breather. Get some headspace.
Well, good for you. That sounds.
Thanks, man.
Now, are you the kind of person that if you like, hey, I'm going to try to figure out how to learn to play this thing, do you play it, and then if you're not getting it, you're like, I'll just figure it out later? Or will you end up at like 2 a.m. going, Argh!
I used to be the figure it out later guy until a couple years ago. I don't know, man. Something in my brain broke, and now I have to get it right. I have to figure out the right way to get the note that is on the recording.
Yeah,
it's a horrible thing to have to chase down instead of just being like, it sounds close enough.
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult. I run into that often, and I know that everybody deals with that in different ways.
Well, I was led to believe by the internet that it's all in the fingers. So if I don't have the right hands, I can't learn it right?
No, where you're wrong, it's all in the guitar and the amp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got to buy better guitars then.
And pedals. And the pedals, too.
I need more of those for sure.
Yeah, it's in the wood and the color of the cord.
That really does change.
Yeah.
Everything.
So, well, thank you for sharing that. I know that lots, I think we can safely say that every single person listening to the show has gone through some sort of, I got to figure this out, or I can't figure it out. And it can be very frustrating to the point where it can be, I would say, almost debilitating, because you can't, you can really work yourself into a corner where it's like you can't get out, and you're like, well, if I can't figure this out, then how am I going to figure other stuff out? That's not a good, healthy place to be.
Wow. I think the thing that people should keep in mind is that it's supposed to be fun, and if you're not having fun, then you're not going to get it. It doesn't matter, Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Well, when I can't figure out a song,
yeah,
I just always tell myself that they're obviously playing it wrong on the original recording.
That's true. That's true. That happens. So in my music world this week.
Oh, Todd, what's going on in your music world this week?
Well, I got the big fat jackpot. I had a very good music week. Yes. There's a shop in our parts, and I think around the country, but not everywhere in the country. It's called Music Go Round, and it's sort of like you go trade in your gear, buy new gear, or whatever. I've had store credit there for a long time that I just traded a bunch of stuff in, and I'm not even kidding. I'm looking at Craigslist and Music Around almost on a daily basis, to the point where it's probably not healthy behavior.
I'd say that's true.
And I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't go in for something small. Wait, there's going to be something big. So I hit it, I think it was Sunday morning. It was early Sunday morning. And there's a Marshall Origin 50 amp on there. And I was like, roar! And it was at a price that I thought, okay, I think I can do this. I can't even remember how much credit I have at the store. So I grabbed a few other things in the basement, and I brought those in. And I ended up paying about $200 for this
nice
amp.
Wow.
I was really happy.
So tell us about the amp.
Well, it's a Marshall.
Yeah. Marshall.
And it's the Origin 50 model, which has it's nice because it has 3 power settings. I think a 5 watt, 20 watt, and a 50, which they sell all separately. And the way that they do the power conversion on this has to do with the power rails, and then I'm lost on that. But it's not the conventional way of doing it, where I think it really does begin to affect sound.
So Todd, tell me, what are some of the cool features of this nice Marshall?
Well, aside from it being extremely handsome, not unlike your host, it's got a handle on the top. It's a combo.
That's a good thing.
Nice.
Having a handle
it's an extremely portable, because it's got a handle.
I think it's kind of sexy looking.
Okay, so it's a single 12, and it is the Celestian Midnight, as they call it, which I think from what I can make of my limited research on this so far, is that this is an amp that tries to capture a lot of the good from a lot of the past.
Okay.
So the speaker is sort of like, well, if you took this one and this one, it would probably sound like this.
So it's kind of like a higher powered creamback or something like that.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
And then,
it's got to handle 50 watts.
Yeah. And then the overall sound, it is basically the same thing. Like there's not a definitive. They don't say, oh, it's this only smaller. They've tried to capture
EL34
EL34, right?
And looking at the photo, it looks like are all the controls on the top?
The controls are on the top, in the back, as I've complained many times about that before.
Welcome.
But I think these are actually not upside down.
I think
hey,
what a
revelation!
One better.
Yeah.
Anything else cool?
Yeah. There's a tilt. There's a switch called a tilt on it, and what that does
is
it
turn the amp like side to side?
Yeah, just like your camera. And what that does is, I believe it mimics the I guess the effect of like when you would jump the inputs on old Marshalls.
Like an old four input.
Right. So it gives you more bright punch. It's not necessarily.
Is it a knob?
It's a knob.
Okay, so it's probably a blend between the bright setting and then the standard channel. Yeah. So it's like jumping between the two channels.
Exactly.
Only, with a blend.
Only with a blend knob. It has a boost on it, which is really cool because if you have the gain up and you want to like really get the stuff going, it's in the foot pedal. So there's a foot pedal with effects. You can trigger the effects loop.
Yeah.
Or hit the boost if you want to.
Nice.
And it sounds great.
How does it play with pedals?
I was worried because I have not had a lot of experience with effects loops. And I know we've talked at length about how a lot of things don't sound really great going into the front of a Marshall.
Yes. Yes.
So far, not the case. I put the Fez in front of the Marshall and I was like, oh, hello, Dolly. It sounded fantastic.
Nice.
And actually, the very first thing that I put in front of that was the R2R Range Master, which, I mean, it was built for that.
That's a good choice, yeah.
So I'm having fun exploring with it. And the reason that I got it, I don't believe I'm going to go to like do a gig with just the Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it is still a bit one-dimensional. Just that's my own take on it. It's like if it's coming through a Marshall, it doesn't matter what you're playing. It sounds like a Marshall to me.
Well, that would be a good amp if you ever wanted a double amp. I think that's
exactly what I'm doing because that's how we recorded our album.
Okay. Perfect.
So I was really excited about it because I can have two amps that are basically the same size, roughly the same power output if I hit it at 20.
Or I'll give 25. You $100 cash money for the Supra right now. $20 for the extension cabinet.
No, thank you.
Cash money.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, especially for a killer deal. I mean, get out of here.
Yeah.
What?
Nicely done.
Yes.
Well played.
I Tony'd the crap out of that.
Nice. You know, Todd.
Yes.
You know what I have to do? You know, we talked earlier about these two pedal boards.
Yes.
I have to buy more tour gear design cables.
Oh, my goodness.
Cables.
Yeah, you're going to need a whole bunch of them.
I need a whole bunch and some long ones and some short ones and some side and tops and all the fun stuff once I figure out what pedals I'm putting on these.
Indeed.
Kyle, do you have a pedal board?
I do, and it is a disaster.
I have the solution for you, my friend.
Hit me with
Tour Gear Design patch cables. They are small, they're inexpensive, they are reliable, and they're extremely durable and flexible.
Yeah. Well, and they have all the different, they got S shape and C shape and all the different
They
lengths.
have a W shape and I think maybe even an X shape.
They might have an X shape.
Yeah.
Anyways, head on over to tourgeardesigns.com and get yourself 10% off your entire order with the code TheGuitarKnobs. 10%.
I already bought.
That's going to start adding up when you populate a whole pedal board, Tony or Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I bought quite a few of these already, and I need more, and that 10% is going to come in handy.
For sure.
Good looking out.
Go to tourgeardesigns.com and use the Guitar Knobs, and you're going to save some money. It's great. Thank you to Tour Gear Designs for sponsoring our 4 on the floor. Well, we don't have our little buddy Jared here,
no.
But you want to give it a shot, Tony?
I will do my best.
All right.
Let me have a little bit of this.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 4 on the floor.
All right, Kyle Wolfe, why don't you give us your 4 on the floor?
All right. I probably could not be without a tube screamer of some sort, but preferably a TS 808.
808.
I don't know. I like the mid range, I think, of the 808 better than the TS9.
Okay.
But gotta have some delay. I'd probably go with the Boss DD4. It's just simple, plain, like the classic, you know. Qtron Plus. I'm a big John Mayer fan. I like that auto wah thing he does, and I like to
Jared would
throw
like
that
that.
in. Jared would like that.
Yeah, I think so. Doesn't he have a Qtron?
I think he does. He mentioned that. I think he's got one of the old
oldies. Moldies.
See, now he'll be mad that we can't be better friends. And then my last one is a newer one that I just got. It's a newer company that I've just kind of learned about. It's called the Texan Twang from Pedal Pawn. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
It rules. I know there's a lot of pedals out there that do that like Stevie Ray Vaughan in a box kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But this one does it really, really well and reliably across different amps. And it kind of has a couple different settings on it for different kind of Stevie type sounds. And just, I don't know, lately, man, I've been playing that into my Black Star amp, and all of a sudden it doesn't sound like a Black Star anymore.
Huh.
So the Pedal Pawn Texas Twang, what exactly? So when you say Stevie Ray in a box, like what does that mean to everybody?
It's like, I guess it's a clean boost with some kind of clipping that just as you back the volume down on your guitar, you get that Tin Pan Alley, that Lenny, like real brittle clean. And just it works super, super well. I was blown away when I heard demos of it, and I thought, too good to be true. They're demos. And then I got one, and they're not too good to be true. It's phenomenal.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
We just pulled that up right now.
It's a good looking pedal too.
And it's a UK company, huh?
It is. It shipped surprisingly quickly and got here fairly quickly too. I ordered mine straight from them on their website.
Wow, and it says 197 L's. That's
yes, a lot of L's.
That's a lot of L's. I'm guessing that's what, about 2.5 US dollars.
I think I spent about $250.
Yeah.
Well. There's another one that we gotta dig into. Pedal Pawn, PAWN.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a fun board and gets you through lots of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't do super heavy, super well, but you got a lot of options there.
Yeah. It sounds like you're doing a lot of not heavy at all with that board. Actually,
no. I'm a blues funk guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you don't look at it, and your guitars don't necessarily scream that either, which is interesting.
The spirit behind my guitars is more, I think, that vibe.
Okay, gotcha. Well, speaking of your guitars, let's just dig into that, shall we?
Sure. Hit me.
Where can people, as we're talking, people go see the work that you do?
The best place is my Instagram. It's just @moonguitars. That's where I update the most frequently. It's where I post the most content. But otherwise, you can go to my website, moon-guitars.com. It's on Facebook too. I think it's facebook.com/moonguitarsusa.
Right.
I try and keep it as complicated as possible, but in reality, I just can't get any of the hyperlinks that I want for my brand.
Understood. Well, so as people are looking at that, so tell us just a little bit about yourself. Like, just we'll hit you with a couple questions. But do you mind us asking how old you are?
I am 29 and a half. I'll be 30 in March.
29 and a half. You don't say halves past 12. What 29 and a half?
I am one of those people that's always rounding up. And my wife always yells at me that I'm not that age yet. Yeah. So that's my compromise right now as I try and just start to say the number.
Yeah. I'm 29 and a half year old.
29 and 6 months.
Yes. And exactly how long is your beard?
That's a good question.
You've got quite the growth there, man.
It's probably about 5 inches at this point.
Oh wait, it's got to be longer than that.
It depends on where you're measuring from.
From the chin.
I know you got to not from the chin. You got to measure from the bottom of the lip.
From the bottom of the lip.
He's got a high lip. It looks like he's doing the. Oh yeah,
that was not a description.
Oh brother, where art thou?
Okay,
it looks like you're doing the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Soggy Bottom Boys.
It looks like it's clipped over your ears, but
yeah.
it's not.
No.
I guess officially, then you would have to measure from the bottom of your lower lip to the extended length of the beard.
Yeah,
I got a tape measure right here. We can
Let's do it.
All right, to the bottom of my lip.
I'm going to say 8 inches.
No, 9, 10, 9.5.
7.5.
Ooh,
I'm closer.
I always go not Price is Right. Yeah, Price is Right rules.
You got to roll up.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you
lowest
can't.
without going over.
That's right. I did say 8, didn't I?
Yeah, nice one, Tony. That is funny. You would actually, it's a bit in the coolest way possible. If you had a flat brim hat, you'd fit well out in Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Ah, yes.
I have plenty of flat bill hats. I just don't wear them to work.
So, what? And you're in South Jersey or in near Philly?
I am about a half hour outside Philly.
Okay,
cool. That's we were just talking about getting out to the Philly area for a couple of reasons. One, just because we got a lot of guitar friends that we've met out there. This is a ton, but also I wanted to take my band out there and try to get some shared gigs out there with some peoples. So
hell yeah, I would love to come see you guys.
Well, we'd love to have you there. We'll set it up and
have your people call my people.
Yeah,
we'll do lunch.
Yeah, well, I'll meet you in the mezzanine. It'll be great.
Cheesesteaks on me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going for sure.
So I think Tony and I we both looked at each other. We're like, wait, what? Because when you're talking about the music styles that you were kind of liking, your guitars, we took them as they have a little bit of hard, almost like Vikingness to them.
Well, as I think we were talking about, it's like he took some classic shapes,
yes, recognizable,
and then added some horns, so it's as if they were, merged with like a Parker Fly or something like that. So the horns are very
like a BC Rickenbacker.
Rickenbacker.
I should know that right now.
Backer.
No, it's really interesting. You've I think very successfully done something that's difficult, which is taking different influences and merging them together. And I don't mean merging them in sort of a cheap, lazy way, because I think that it could come off that way. I mean, these are really interesting looking guitars, and you have obviously paid a lot of attention to the finer details of things. Some of the images that people are going to see right out at the gate if they go to Instagram is this amazing looking. It actually looks like it's made out of turquoise. I don't know how you did that. Tell us how you did that.
The Relict one?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not turquoise. It is just a pearl, but it might as well be. That thing was a monster.
It's so crazy. In the images, I mean, it's like, it looks like a turquoise rock, because when you get real turquoise, raw turquoise, it often has these huge veins of like brown rock in it, or black rock.
Right.
And whenever you see like a cool, like big turquoise ring or something, that's what that thing looks like.
That one was almost entirely, very, very much designed by the customer that ordered that. And I mean, a lot of what you'll see on my feed are custom orders. I mean, my business has been mostly driven by people coming to me and telling me what they want me to make, and I just don't have time to build the stuff that I want to build.
I don't have the time to say no, man.
Money talks,
Yeah, right. I can imagine.
But yeah, my customer had that entire idea, the super thick body. That body's about 3 inches thick, fully hollow, roasted ash. He wanted an F-hole. He wanted all these crazy electronics, but he wanted this sparkle seafoam relict finish that I've been calling it shipwreck, because if you look at how it kind of settled into some of the grain where it's rubbed through and it's still seafoam in the grain, it looks awesome.
Yeah, and I think you can see that some of the lighter tones come out in one of the movies you have on there. It's not it honestly is like, it's hard to tell that it's sparkle until you see the movie. Now that makes sense to me, because when you just see the image of it, it's picking up all of the contrast in between the sparkle and stuff. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And
thanks, man.
And I do really like, you kind of have like the 70s electronics on it, the mini toggles up on the horn. Very cool. Very cool.
17 pickup options on that.
What?
I don't know what to do with 3 most of the time. Wow. I really hope this customer enjoys it.
A nightmare
you
wire.
couldn't go 18. Come on. Yeah. 17 is just a
slacker
prime number. I don't like it.
If I had my way, I could have put 4 single coils, and then we would have been good.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
So some of the things that I was noticing on your website and things that you talk about that most people probably wouldn't really notice are the titanium reinforced neck, as well as the stainless steel bolts. And I'm assuming you're using inserts to attach those.
Let's talk about those one at a time, Tony. It's too much for people to wrap their heads around.
Let's talk about the titanium.
Yeah. What's up with the neck?
So I played a handful of necks from Kiesel.
Yep, formerly carbon.
Yes, that are reinforced with carbon fiber. And I really like the idea behind that in preventing necks from twisting over time or warping, because I always really liked necks with no finish on the back. I like the feel of it. I have a lot of customers that have liked that when I was doing repairs before I started my company. So I started doing that at first, and then in the same section on Stuart McDonald's website, they have titanium ones. So I experimented, and I love the way that the necks that I build with these titanium reinforcement rods now, like you can feel the note sustaining through the whole neck so much more, and it has this great tactile feedback as you're playing, on top of stability.
Yeah,
you could trademark that and call it the Judge.
The Judge.
Sustained. No,
it needs a ton of reverb on it.
Or the Titaneck.
Yeah. So
now, all joking aside,
yes,
titanium is not cheap.
No.
And that is, even carbon fiber is not cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than titanium.
Sure. And the trade-off there is that the titanium rods are a lot narrower than most carbon fiber rods that you'd be putting in necks. So you have to remove less wood. And you can kind of get away with carving thinner necks if you want to than if you were using carbon fiber.
Nice.
Similar weight, just as strong, I would say. But yeah.
Oh, I would maybe stronger.
My costs are expensive.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, we were also the stainless steel neck attachment with inserts, with threaded inserts, which is something the last probably 5 or 6 builds that I've done myself, that's all I do anymore. It's just an incredible way to secure the neck to the body.
Absolutely. I don't understand why so many companies are still using, the traditional wood screw for a bolt-on neck. It's just, it's one more step of work to add an insert into the neck and then just use a stainless steel bolt.
Yeah.
And those who don't have the stainless steel bolts with the screw inserts, you can get that done.
You can do you can do it yourself.
You can do it yourself, although you might want to have a luthier do it. Just
You
saying.
should probably let somebody whose job it is do it.
Take it.
Dang, I went all the way through.
No, it's. I mean, once
where's the glue?
Man, my 19th fret's really high all of a sudden.
Yeah, you got to get the right length bolts. That's half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool. And then, are you using nitro on your finishes, or are you doing a combination
right
of things?
now? Polyester sealer and then polyurethane finishes over top. The relict one that we were just talking about is nitro, just to be able to do that.
Yep.
But for the most part, I really like the nice, flat, super high gloss finishes that, like PRS and some of the more expensive companies have been doing.
Well, I think poly has come a long way, especially in recent years.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think, the people that I know that are building love poly because if you spray it on thin enough, it's not that much different than a nitro finish, but it finishes so much easier. I mean, you can really tear into it with a Dynabraid and, level everything out and hit it on a buffer the day after you shoot it.
Absolutely. I think it holds up better over time as far as like UV light too, compared to lacquer.
Probably so.
That's especially good for white guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want that aged look, but I don't know how many people do.
Yeah. So I think maybe one of the most obvious things that when people are looking at your guitars, you've taken liberties with your, I guess maybe, is this a signature thing that you do? Would you call it that? The way that you shape the horns?
Yeah, I think it's kind of evolved into like what my brand is the horns, because now anytime I come up with a new model, it has at least one of those horns.
Right.
And it's kind of, I've talked about this on a couple other podcasts.
No, you haven't. Nope. There
are no other podcasts. Sorry.
No.
It's the first one.
It's been a while, and this process has developed since then, is where I was going to finish that sentence. But I have kind of learned about myself and my creative process in a way, especially over the past year or 2 years of designing more models and building more and more of these guitars by hand. And it's that I'm not very good at completely open check, just giving myself unlimited creative freedom and saying, all right, make something. I have to have something to start with. And so now that I've kind of decided for myself, like, okay, start with the horns and then make the rest of a new guitar and go from there. I do it constantly. I have a folder full of new models that I haven't had time to make yet or release that just, I start with, one that I was working on last night is sort of like a telly in general outline aesthetic. And I started with, a curved bass side and then the normal treble side horn there and just started drawing from there. And in an hour or two, I had a completely new guitar that I'm really excited. I really want to make one.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. It kind of has more of the inspiration is more like 80s shredder kind of vibe. And yet I really have not made a single guitar yet that has been for anybody that shreds at all.
Yeah.
I've had country guys, blues guys, a jazz guy here and there, very varied audience from what I thought I would be making and who I would be building for. And I really, really want to get, like a multi-scale 7-string thing on one of these shapes. But again, custom orders have been driving my business. So the people that come to me want these S style and T style. And if you see the one I just posted is kind of like a Jazzmaster type thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, you said that you used to just repair guitars. How did you get started into this whole repair / building / designing stuff?
So when I was 15, it was about a year-ish after I started playing guitar. I was working in my dad's business over the summer, And I just wouldn't shut the hell up about guitar and Eddie Van Halen this and Van Halen that. And they got tired of it, and they dropped me off at my cousin's repair shop a town over, and they said, here, here's your problem now. And so, I started learning how guitars work. I started learning how to do setups and fretwork. And then I did repairs for years up until... When did I stop taking repairs? 2 years ago now, almost 3 years ago. That was just
for it, then I imagine, right?
Yeah, and I was always kind of doing it on the side when I was working a main job, which is nice because it kept me involved in the local music scene to some degree before I actually started playing music out as a quote unquote musician. I don't give myself the real title, but.
Unless you've made $50 at the door, you're not a professional.
Exactly. Until they are paying you to come play the music at the place, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would have, a job that I'd spend 40 hours a week at, and then I'd spend another 20 hours throughout the week fixing guitars.
What were you doing before that? What was your 40?
I worked in retail for a number of years. I worked in a manufacturing place making the chairs and stands and stuff that you would see in an eye doctor's office. Then the last quote unquote real job that I had was in a actual woodworking cabinet shop, which was the wildest way to get into that after already building guitars and being into like fine woodworking and getting into more general bigger projects and getting yelled at constantly for being too meticulous about sanding and details and spending too much time.
Yeah.
It was a weird way to get thrown into it. And they had fun with it because I was, pretty comfortable around all the tools and not, running routers and being terrified because this thing could destroy you in your hands. Mm-hmm. But that was my last job because I started getting more and more orders for custom builds and more repairs that, I was working 80 hours a week, even though I was only technically working 40 hours a week. And my wife finally said to me like, hey, why don't you just do it full time and turn this into what you want it to be instead of, it being a passion that you're kind of getting paid for.
Right.
And so I did.
Well, it's lucky your wife's an oil baron too. So
no, we're bought out by big pharma or whatever. She's a scientist. She's wonderful.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I didn't say some scientist or something.
Yeah, like a rocket scientist or something.
Well, that's cool. I think it's very interesting. We always love finding out how people, either stumble into or grind and then finally, hit their stride.
I'm still grinding.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like that clearly if your entire business is custom at this point, you must have hit your stride at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm in it. I think I've hit my stride probably this year, as my shapes have all kind of started to be accepted more. I used to get people who would hit me up and want, I want a Strat, but I want it with this wood and these pickups and this bridge, and I'd have to talk them into a Blood Moon or a Moon Elite or whichever of my closest models I thought would work for them. And now at this point, I don't even get those questions anymore. I just get people that see something I've made and they want, their version of it. So yeah, it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Cause like I said, I don't get to build the stuff I want. I don't get to drop in models.
Let's talk about that real quick. Wait,
sure.
Hold that question real quick because
yes.
I think that, some of the fun when we do this is we'll be scrolling around and then I'll be like, ooh, look at this thing. And Tony's like, shakes his head and he goes, the other one. I'm like, no, this one. So for me, I already gushed about that turquoise. That is a stunning guitar.
Thank you so much.
The other one that I really kind of heard the screeching brakes on was, it's kind of like your take on an RD.
Oh yeah, the Moonburn,
gold top.
Cool one.
and it's got It's cool because you took the paint off of like a beveled edge. Mm-hmm. So it's got like a raw beveled edge. Man, it's just a nice little touch. I had to look at that twice. I thought it was a shadow, but I was like, wait, that's the raw wood underneath. That's brilliant.
How do you like that? Is that a hip shot piano bridge?
Yeah, the Baby Grand.
I like that a lot.
I love that bridge. It's aluminum, so it's nice and lightweight, but instead of a wraparound and how that kinks the strings as it physically wraps around the bridge, that thing is phenomenal, and it's comfortable under your palm, just with where the bulk of the bridge actually is.
That's nice.
It's a very handsome detail, and it looks. What I'm liking about the things that you're doing is that they're not so ultra radical where it's almost distracting. Mm-hmm. It looks familiar, but the touches, the little things that you're doing that's the thing that makes it unique. And that's where somebody is going to feel, in my humble opinion, this is, I feel like this too. If you're on stage, it's kind of like if you dress up really, if you got like your outfit on, it's like, this is so me right now, right?
Your outfit,
or whatever, it's like you got a new pair of shoes. You're like, I got my new shoes on, right?
I mean, getting back to how we started the interview, and we immediately skirted off of it about my taste in music and how that doesn't match my appearance. That's the pride for me in these guitars and in these designs is that I want you to have something that I think feels and sounds the way you would expect it to, or the way that you would feel the most comfortable on, but in a shape that you're not used to seeing for the past 70 years.
I'd agree with that.
I've always loved seeing, people playing like SGs or Explorers or just weirder shapes, but playing like blues. Because it just looks, or a Flying V. Like that's not a blues guitar, but it sounds amazing. And if you're comfortable on it, that's my vibe. I like these kind of edgier looking guitars, and then putting a completely different aesthetic or pickup options or tones or whatever. So that it's for anybody really, but I think it's mainly for people who want something new that's not crazy new.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Thanks, man.
Actually, as I was looking at this a little bit more and thinking about some of the other touches, I know a big thing. It's not necessarily my jam, but I know a really big thing out in the world right now is handmade knife design. Mm-hmm. And people are making incredibly artistic knives. And by artistic, I just mean the attention that they're putting into the different forms of the steel and different patterns in the steel, and then the woods, and mixing that with stone and like all kinds of, because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like that. Honestly, if I'm looking at some of these guitars, it's like I feel like somebody who creates some of these, boutique knives out there would be like, yeah, that guitar, I love that.
That's an entire really cool little community that I had no idea existed until I had to compete with them for some exotic wood.
Yeah.
A couple of the guys I buy, one-off pieces of, curly walnut or something, weird here and there. These guys also sell knife scales and blocks for that. And so a couple of times I've gotten into a little bit of a bidding war with somebody who's going to use it for knives. Yeah. And it's this nice big gorgeous piece of wood. I'm like, no, come on, you can have the scraps when I'm
like,
done.
A knife? Really? You can't even leave the house with that. What are you doing?
Don't take it to the airport.
Well, I think it also is echoed in some of your body contours that you have. And sure. I don't know. I'm just seeing it. Maybe everybody who's listening, maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you're like, no, I can see that, Todd.
I think that you're looking at the, which one is that? The
Moonburn.
The Moonburn. The extra contouring on it, I would guess. I don't have one here in front of me.
Strange emphasis.
Emphasis.
on the wrong syllable.
I would guess that is a very comfortable guitar to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I find Explorers, even though they're kind of unwieldy, they are, at least for me, I can play them comfortably because of the angle of the upper bout. My arm kind of naturally falls there, and I think with this extra contouring, like it's on this model, I think that would make it even more comfortable rather than such a hard edge.
It looks like an absolutely amazing guitar to actually just play, the feel of it. So
they really are. I because I'm making everything by hand. Even when I first designed the models, I only came up with the outer lines of all of them first. And I sat with a, flat slab cutout body on my lap and drew on myself, or I had a couple different artists locally come over a couple times and sit with it and just hold it and let me like move around them like someone designing a custom tux or something for you to see, where does your forearm go when you're palm muting this, or, where does this rest against your body, and figure out exactly what the right spots aesthetically, but also ergonomically were to carve away. And you nailed it on the Moonburn. Your forearm goes right down that bevel, and it's super comfortable to sit with, even though it doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I can dig it. So you've been working in your shop all day. You're very tired. You need to get something to eat. Locally, where are you going to get, and what are you going to get right now? Go.
Locally, the closest place, I'm going to the Golden Nugget Tavern. I'm getting some wings.
Ooh, how spicy?
They're not super spicy, but they have their own sauce that you can buy in mason jars at the store. And I think like one other grocery store around here carries their special sauce. But they're nice, garlicky. They're so good. You could eat 50 of them, and you'll hurt tomorrow, but you'll be really happy with yourself in the moment.
Yeah,
very nice.
Now, okay, back to some serious business here, man.
Sure.
All right, none of this screwing around anymore. I'm really done with it.
Todd's
okay.
serious.
All right. Jokes. Leave the room.
You were talking about. You mentioned a few times you haven't had the time to make the guitars that you. Not that it's weird, because if you want to make that, it's implying that you don't want to make these guitars, which is not the case. But your own, like, if I had the time, I'd go make this guitar. Right. What's one of those?
I have a piece of paper on my desk that I've had to keep it on my desk now, just so that I always know where it is, so that when a random one pops into my head, I can go run upstairs, write it down, and not forget it. Mm-hmm. But a random one that I would like to do. I'll give you this one for free. This was a secret, but it'll be really sweet when I do eventually get around to it. And I don't think anybody's going to beat me to the punch. My Exo Moon, which is the acoustic kind of looking model that I have there.
Yes, kind of like an acoustic Tilly-ish kind of thing. No,
sort of. Not really. I designed it before Fender dropped the one that they've been doing.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay.
And they're extremely different when it comes to specs, but I guess they're similar in terms of what you would use them for. But I want to do one of those fully out of acrylic, so it'd be a hollow acrylic with LEDs inside it.
Wow. All right.
That's honestly one of the tamer things on this list they're wild, but I've fully fleshed out exactly how I would go about doing it and have the process all figured out. It would literally just be a matter of me having the time and money to order the materials and do it.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's and down the page, if you go to the Instagram, what kind of wood is that's in the natural brown one that you made?
Maybe roasted flame maple. I do a lot of roasted flame maple. There's a curly redwood one there.
Pal Pharaoh neck, matching pearl inlays. Ribbon sapele body.
Sapele.
Yeah, well, by sapele, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like a cousin of mahogany, but it's a lot more dense.
Yeah. Guild used sapele, and
it's mahogany. But anyways,
call it striped mahogany. Yeah. That's easier for you to come up with.
Okay,
That's beautiful.
It's a strap. We need Jared. It's a strap.
Isabelle.
Oh boy,
It must be Italian.
yeah. I don't think Tony and I were expecting that the acrylic LED.
No, that would have not been on my
acoustic
guest list.
electric guitar.
You could do something cool, like Rickenbacker had the light show series that they kind of had like a screened fabric kind of thing, and they had LEDs that reacted to the tones
Didn't
of
Geddy
the.
Lee have a bass out of that? That just reminded me. I feel like he did. You said right?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too.
Does he talk like a regular guy?
I know him, and he does. If you know, then you know. Anyways, God, I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
So we were talking about the flashy lights, but
Yes.
but on the Rickenbacker model, it actually the different colors reacted to the notes that you were playing. So the lows, mids, and highs. So that would be kind of a cool thing to incorporate into your model.
That is absolutely what I would go for. I would probably set it up with like a rotary knob so that you had different presets where it's either pulsing to the rhythm you're playing at, or if it's picking individual notes, different color options. I would get really extra with it in a showman kind of way. I want this to be an on-stage guitar by all means.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah, and on the top,
He just can't let it stop.
I can't. On the top, you could like just sort of route the word like nails in it, or like vape, or checks cashed or something like that.
Nude guitars.
Massage. Tarot reading. Nude guitars. Oh, that's great. That brings us all the way back around to the beginning.
Yes.
Perfect.
Back to front. So if out of all of your favorite players, who would you like to see play your
good question,
guitars?
Tony.
Ooh, that's a tricky one because so many of the guitarists that I listen to are endorsed by big brands that just, they're not going to spend however much I can build them a guitar for, even if I'm giving them a great discount, when they could get a free guitar from Mr. Reed Smith or Gibson or whoever. But
let's just say we're just talking
Personal
who would you,
collection.
Yeah,
I would have an absolute. I'd have to take a couple days off if Hozier ordered one of my guitars. He's my wife's absolute favorite, but it took me a while to get around to his music, and when I did, I haven't stopped listening to him. And he just has this huge sound if you listen to him live. So if that giant Irish Fey wonderful man ordered one of my guitars, I'd faint.
Wow. Well, we'll reach out to him for you.
Prepare to faint because I'm texting him right now.
Yeah, he's friends with Geddy Lee too. So,
I'm sure.
Anyways,
a little pavement humor never hurt anyone.
No. Okay, well, golly, that's it's been super fun finding out about your guitars and stuff, man.
Keep doing what you're doing because I think the
I
design,
think he has to. You hear the whole thing? He's got a bunch of orders.
He doesn't want to go back to the woodworking
now.
shop.
Thanks for the encouragement, Tony.
Oh, thanks, Todd. God,
yeah,
he's a tough host.
Anyway, so everybody, make sure you check out Moon Guitars. Hopefully, you have been drooling at them already, and we're just so glad that you're out there doing your thing and putting your fingerprint of guitar creativity out in the world, man.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are out here shining a spotlight on, builders like me, but all the other awesome guys that you've had on. Like I said to you the other day when we talked, I jumped in listening to you. You guys put on a fun interview. It's not drab. It's not the same questions every time. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Well, let's head on over We're going to, we just swung by Jared's house. The lights are off. There's no one. He's not sitting on the porch eating a whole box of cookies.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wing flavored cookies. And, but so Tony's going to take care of us right now.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because at this point of the show, we play a little game called Oh, Would You Rather?
All right. Cap it. Go ahead.
So this week's Would You Rather is brought to us by Bruce Bacon, our good friend, Bruce Bacon.
He comes up with great things all the time.
I get hungry every time I say that name.
Yeah.
And he did have a quick review of our last Rickenbacker 101. He says, Guitar Knobs Gang, the Rick 101 was fantastic. Bravo. Thanks for all the amazing info. Now I have to buy one.
Mm-hmm.
John Hall, you can send the check to me. But anyhow, here's a new Would You Rather. So you're walking down the street and you say to yourself, I wish I had one elite guitar skill. And poof, a smoke cloud appears and a figure walks out from it. Fear not, man. My fretted minion, I am the ghost of Frank Zappa. Today, you have the opportunity to have the elite musical chops you desire, but there's one catch. Your two choices are...
Everybody who doesn't know Frank Zappa or who even is going like, why is he talking like this?
Have Master Travis picking ability, but it can only be played on this Jackson Randy Rhoads Concorde V.
Mm-hmm.
Or have shreddy sweep picking skills, but only on this Ovation Roundback Electric Acoustic.
Right. So
you might look odd, but no one will forget you. Choose wisely, man.
That's a great question. Okay, so I had to look up what Master Travis was. So the Travis picking is basically the country or
chicken picking.
It is the base of that.
Yes.
The multi-finger with
Chet Atkins,
sort of like a bass.
think of all that stuff.
Keeping your bass in with the picking, so it isn't just all melody. It's
right.
You're running the bass line
It sounds
too.
like more than one guitar player.
That's where it starts.
Just like that.
Yeah, and then it. Well,
you already have.
That's where
Apparently,
it starts.
you already have those skills. You can have those skills, classic skills.
I've undersold those. I mean, when you listen to like really amazing, especially singer-songwriters, I think.
Yeah.
They're the ones that all five fingers are going crazy and you're just like, it sounds amazing. It sounds complicated and simple at the same time somehow. And it's not easily done.
Not to change the subject, but I just saw a video posted on YouTube of a guitar that had 6 little hammers that you would it acted like a piano. It was like a piano guitar.
Oh, that's weird.
It was an acoustic, and you would push each of those for each
I'm glad they didn't
string.
call it a guitano.
I was going to say, I thought keytars already existed.
Yeah.
Well, this is like, it looked like an old one. And it had like a hole in the top where the hammers came up and hit the strings.
Or a guitarpsichord.
Ooh,
yeah, right?
That's a good one.
Anyways, so... a lot of the players that we've mentioned before, like Joel Patterson.
Yeah.
Like, you listen to Joel Patterson, if you could do that kind of skill, or Chet Atkins, or name anybody, that's what we're talking about. But you'd be doing it on a
Jackson Randy Rhoads Concorde V.
Ooh, and that's the one with the pinstripes.
Pinstripes and a shorter...
Yeah, the bottom V.
Not a
part.
true V, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Or shreddy, sweepy awesomeness.
But you can only do it on an Ovation round back acoustic.
Oof. All right. Tanya, what are you doing?
I'm doing the Travis style any day of the week. And if you could pull that off on a Concorde V, even better.
Yeah.
That would be extremely cool. I'd pay to see a guy do that.
Now, would you go for the pinstripe or the polka dot?
Well, the Concorde only, I think, came in pinstripe.
Yeah, but it's Randy Rhoads.
It's Randy
so
Rhoads.
Go with me on this.
I'll do the polka dot.
All right.
Even just to add even more nuttiness to it.
White body, black polka dots, or black body, white polka dots?
I think black body, white polka dots.
Okay.
And the bigger problem I have with the ovations is I need a reverse ovation. One that the back bows in so I can just get good and sweaty and stick it right to my gut.
Yeah, that's...
And that without... Now, if somebody comes up with something like that, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But the round back...
cup.
Yeah, the round backs, they either flip up or they flip down. And they're useless.
I never understood them. Anyways, let's see here. Save us from this. What are you choosing there?
Me?
Kyle? Yeah.
Yes, Kyle.
Well, I was waiting for you to answer. Put me on that Randy Rhoads all day. I do not want to have to play an acoustic just to be good at guitar.
And a round back acoustic, too.
I mean, I don't hate them so much if I'm sitting down. I don't find them very uncomfortable because I'm not a bigger guy, and they fit well on my lap. But if I'm playing live,
thank you for being very sensitive about what you said there.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But yeah, if I'm playing live, I don't want to be stuck sitting down. And if I have master guitar skills, I'm going to be all over the place. So me and John 5 will be chicken picking on shredded guitars.
Nice.
I like it.
How about you, Todd?
Actually, you ran into him at a Kiss concert. I know that's really weird, but...
Was he hanging out with Geddy Lee?
Was he talking like a regular guy?
I just laughed. I couldn't even. I didn't even want to come back with anything. I was like, "That's well done." Anyways, it wasn't like backstage something. We were literally like just walking
in the hot dog line or something.
Anyways, I don't even know why I mentioned that. What the hell? I'm absolutely doing what you guys are doing.
All right, we're starting an awesome band.
Yes, I know, right? This is very, very cool.
Nice.
And I'm going to go white body with black polka dots.
White body with black polka.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we didn't ask you if you wanted pinstripes or polka dots.
Can I go white body, gold pinstripes?
Yes.
White body? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's really his signature one.
He had black pinstripes, though, right? I want gold ones.
Oh, gold. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'm extra.
I like that. I can do that. Dig it. Well, that was a fun one. Thank you, Bruce Bacon, for sending that in. That was a very delightful one, even with Frank Zappa.
Yeah, man.
And everybody,
Frank Zappa
and
says
whoever's
so too,
going
man.
like, "What's a Frank Zappa?" Well,
if you
go
have
look it
to
up
ask,
and do your history. No, hey,
if you
that
have
was a
to
long
ask,
time ago, man, and that was a very specific thing.
It's Dweezil's dad.
Dweezil's dad.
Dweezil's dad.
And if you have to ask what Dweezil is, just do a little bit of homework and get caught up with everything. It's okay. Everybody can't know everything.
Dweezil is Moon Unit's brother.
And if you don't know who Moon Unit is, you're probably like the rest of everybody else. Anyhow, all right. Thank you so much for reading that for us, Tony. We need to thank a few people and then let our friend Kyle go.
Oh, hell yeah. We have to thank a few people.
Yes, we do.
Love to thank
Got
these
some new
folks.
ones.
Yes, that's even more exciting. I be still my beating heart. At this point of the show, we like to thank a very special group of people. These are our executive producers. Now, you might be wondering, what is an executive producer? And more importantly, how can I become one? Because I want to be on this list. Well, friends, it's quite easy. You go over to patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs and check out a couple different levels in which you can participate, become a patron, a sponsor of this very podcast, if you will. Each level comes with a bevy of thank you gifts, things like t-shirts and barefoot buttons and picks and keychains and all the good stuff. But as an executive producer, you get one more thing.
You get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers, Mr. Tom Brazen, Darren Gregory, Doug Christ, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Stefan Lamb, Anthony Lathrop, John Anglin, John Esserly, Justin Jones, James White, Matt Hart, Bill Gola Guitars, Richard Kendall, John Jackson, Jason Rausch, Gary Cooper, Mark Garton, Elad Mizrahi, Micah D, Trevor Gunberg, Rick Calhoun, Anthony Gemolero, John Helverson, and Drew Lopez. Oh, wait, there's one.
What?
And this week we have a new executive producer.
Who might that be?
That's Vader and Pedals.
I'm actually wearing that shirt right now.
I see the shirt. There's a Vader and shirt
That's right
there. With the
welcome. Thank you, Vaderin.
There's another special group that we like to call our Grand Poobahs. These are executive producers that live up in the penthouse suite, smoking large cigars, drinking various orange liquids in their own individual hot tubs.
Yes, orange liquids.
It goes with the show, the color of the show.
Yeah,
you got it?
I get it.
Okay, so special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Jonathan Jerusik, Corey Nigro, David Kaminga, Science of Sound, Cody Foster, Sean Essa, Tommy Manasco, Adam Johnson, Steve Keys, Tim Nowak, Tyler Rhines, James Pennington, Ellis J Music Company, John Williams, Johnny Morales, Mel Sanders, either one.
Yeah.
Bob Crouch, Sam Jett, Michio Murakishi, Martin Cliff, Hex Matos, Michael Van Zant, Brian Robinson, John Daly, and we have a new Grand Poobah.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to have trouble with this one.
You can do it.
I can do it. So special thanks and welcome aboard to Ricardo Igareda.
Yeah, very good.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, and so he just joined. We just had Vader in. It's so exciting, and I just looked on to see that Moon Guitars is now an executive producer.
Holy moly.
Man,
just
thank
like
you so
that.
much.
Thank you.
That is brilliant. I love that. Thank you so much.
I was trying to do it quicker, but
That's pretty quick.
Well, welcome to the world of executive producers.
Yes, your executive producer package will be on its way via lightweight aircraft with a briefcase
And Pony Express.
handcuffed to a monkey.
I get to keep the aircraft, right?
And the monkey.
You can take the kids, but you leave me my monkey.
All right. So, Mr. Kyle, where can people find your wares and buy your guitars and do all that stuff?
If you want to buy guitars, you should go to moon-guitars.com. I got a bunch of new financing options on there. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. If you want to see examples of stuff I've done, Instagram, at Moon Guitars. Those are the best places.
Excellent.
Nice.
Tony?
Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the wares that I have available online. But by and large, what I do is custom work. So shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you want. I might have some good tips for you. I've been doing this a while.
Yeah, you have.
And
it shows.
Check it out. Check it out.
I mean that in the kindest way.
I know. Yeah, I didn't know quite how to take that.
The tone didn't quite match up.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. You can send me an email, Todd at theguitarknobs.com. Shoot a DM on Instagram at guitarknobs. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to share your words with us. And we need to say first of all, Jared, we missed you, buddy.
Yep.
And second of all, a ginormous thank you to Kyle Wolfe of Moon Guitars for joining us on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was a blast.
Cool.
Absolutely. I mean, like, absolutely. Thank you. You're welcome. Not absolutely. Yes, it was.
You're expected to say that.
Anyways. Oh, boy. Anyhow, so thank you to all of you listeners who continue to support our show, even in spirit. We feel you out there. So
there was a spirit in the studio tonight.
Hey, grab another guitar player and go, hey, have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Let's get some other people up in this mess, man.
Share the love.
Yeah. All right. Have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe.
Yavel.
Oh, wait. And actually, I want to change my Randy Rhoads model to a plexiglass Concorde with LED lighting in it.
I know a guy who can make that for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a ghost in here. Something started rattling. I was like, what the hell? That really threw me off.
Ghost in the machine. It's a ghost.
Hey, let's try that again. Here. I don't know how to respond to that. Do we leave it in?
I don't think I would leave that in.
I don't think I'm going to leave that in. What's the
other new guitars that I don't know. I have no idea where.
Nude guitars?
Yeah, those ones.
Oh my goodness. What kind of show is this?
Sure.
Watermelon.
Because I lost my cursor. Where the hell did it go?
My cursor.
Oh.
My
Curse you!
Cursed cursor.
What? Okay. Tony always throws me off when he puts his finger up and then he starts writing. Because then I'm like, well, no, I got to pay attention to this. What? That's a lot. That's a book. You could have just said it to me. What are you doing? How's that for backing out of that bull crap right there? I'm not joking. Anyways,
yeah.
even Tony's human. This stays with you, or goons will come and find you.
He knows all about it in Jersey.
Yeah, true. This is turning into the audio equivalent of Austin Powers trying to back that little cart up in the hallway, and it's just stuck. You guys have such a good chemistry over there. It makes it easy to just jump in, you know?
Well, we're naked, so I mean, you know.
Oh, you know what? Me too. I didn't know.
And we're in our individual hot tubs.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy. You can't hear the jets.
They're both shaped like Jared, which is
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at guitarknobs. Catch you next time.